Once again, today marks the second non-confidence motion to be brought to the House of Commons. In today's sitting of the Commons, once again, partisan politics has brought the interests of staying in power into light instead of representing the interests of Canadians. The exposing of the true intent of multiple parties, including, not limited to, the Bloc Québécois, the NDP, New Democratic Party, and the Liberals, of course, has shown that our nation has come to a point where our House of Commons does not represent the interests of the people and does not have the confidence of the people, but still sits in our representation. What have we come to? What have our representatives become? Where they act in such a way, where they so gladfully and tidily, where they so willfully glide over the interests of Canadians in order to maintain their power, their position, as well as the security of their seats, instead of representing truly what the Canadian people want. Isn't democracy supposed to be where the people dictate our representation, their representation? When did it become that the representatives dictate what the people want? It seems that in Canada, as well as other Western democracies and across the world, the trend that the leaders and their henchmen speaking up for the interests of the people is instead not the interests of the people, rather it is the interest of themselves that they're imposing upon the people. There is little left of true democracy in the world. I can't speak to other nations and how I can fix those problems and how we can fix them. But what I can speak to is the nation we sit in right now, which is Canada. And the state that we are in right now, it has become apparent that democracy has been diminishing, and that the representatives that sit in our name are not truly representing our interests. Today makes that apparent once again, as the Conservative Party of Canada's second non-confidence motion against Justin Trudeau has failed. This non-confidence motion does not just come on the heels of the Conservatives seeking power for themselves. That is not the restrictive reason for this non-confidence vote. This non-confidence vote comes on the end of decisions that have led the government and this nation down a path where the people have become discontent with what our current situation is. Housing has gone out of control. Crime has gone out of control. You can't even own a car in this nation and think that tomorrow my car will be there if you leave it out one night on your driveway. Affordability has become so much of an issue that we have elderly people who are supposed to be protected and taken care of by the nation ending up stealing and shoplifting from grocery stores because they simply can't afford any more to spend and sustain their living. We have a nation where the people in power feel entitled to their positions, where they value their pensions and their own prestige over the issues that are plaguing the people. They think they do what's best for the people. They think their decisions are what's best for the nation. Rather, they're playing the partisan politics and their virtue signaling in the ways that they think will maintain their position. I can't say it any more as clear as I have been saying it. The House has failed us yet again. Issues are continuing to grow in this country. We used to be a country of strong, united people of different races, creeds, backgrounds, and religions coming together and having consensus on issues like immigration and issues like the economy and so many areas other than what we are seeing now. But now we've come to a point where instead of having consensus, we have grown more divided than ever. Now, those who are in power, such as Justin Trudeau's Liberals, will suggest to you that it is the partisan politics of the right that are making this country divided. Well, let me give you a little bit of social lesson here, guys. The only reason the Liberals have survived this long and have survived this far is because they build up and they prop up the idea of the right-wing scare. They believe that they want you to believe that the right wing is something to fear in this country. It's some radical force that is absolutely scary to even believe that they can be even in power. And they are like fascists and Trump supporters and so many absurd things like that. That idea that they perpetuate is the idea that makes them survive and makes them thrive. That division they say that they are against is actually the division that they sow so that they have a talking point to build their position off of. The Liberals want you to be divided as Canadians. They want you to see white against black, Muslim against Christian, gay against straight, whatever you want to characterize it as. They want you to think like that. In this country, we shouldn't have to worry about who we are and where we come from. We should be able to hold the ideals and the values that make us what we are, rather if they are left-wing values or if they are right-wing values. That's what makes our country great. It's because it's free. And to sow divisions into our country saying that no, the left, they're bad, or that the right is bad, that is a major threat to our democracy. And that is the division that the Liberals have been sowing for many years now in order to keep themselves alive. This non-confidence motion today, similar to last week, has seen that the NDP and the Bloc Québécois stand against the Conservatives' motion and prop up the very party that has bringing down this country. After multitudes of issues and scandals, still they sit by the Liberals and say that the Liberals are what's good for this nation. Even though they have said it themselves, they don't support them. Such as Jagmeet Singh tearing up the non-confidence agreement, tearing up the supply and confidence agreement, and then going ahead 2 weeks later and voting against this non-confidence motion. It's because it's in his best interest to not see the Conservatives come to power. It's in his best interest that his daddy, Trudeau, is in power and supports him, because otherwise he wouldn't have a seat. It's in his interest and the Bloc Québécois' interest to see that Justin Trudeau is in office as long as possible so that they can collect their wages and their pensions up until the maximum extent that they can go to until the election turns around next October. We are witnessing dead men walking right now, sitting in our parliament, who know that they are finished, who know that the parliament has lost confidence, but still sit there because they are acting in their selfish interests. Once again, today, on this Tuesday, September 25th, 211 to 120. 211 were against the non-confidence motion brought up by the Conservatives. And 120 Conservatives, of course, voted in favor of their non-confidence motion. What are we going to go to, guys, now? Where do we go after this? We have to wait one more year of this horrible Liberal government. And I agree that many will say you were just saying buzz rhetoric and, buzzwords and all that, saying, oh, the typical liberals are bad, but they are. I once was a liberal supporter too. At my heart, I have liberal ideals too. But I can't see that this party, the Liberal Party of Canada, does not represent the true ideals of actual classical liberals. They have gone so far left, so far ideological, that they have become rampant ideologues in a way that I don't even know what they represent anymore. They just represent saying whatever keeps them in power, spending whatever they need to spend to stay in power, saying whatever they need to say to appease special interest groups that hold them and prop them up, and appeasing their businessmen best friends who donate to their party. The Conservatives made a point of saying that the housing costs have doubled, food is being taxed, and work is being punished, and crime is being unleashed in this country. And that it's the most centralized government in Canadian history. The House has lost confidence in the government and offers Canadians the option to axe the tax, build the homes, and fix the budget and stop the crime. That's what the motion reads from the Conservatives. And I say, in my personal opinion, that motion is not so out of left field. That sounds reasonable to me. It's time we get a change in this country, guys. And change is being postponed by these bad actors. It's time that we move forward and allow someone else to come in with a new perspective and a new ideas to help our nation become like it once was under conservative and liberal governments before, a great country. This Liberal Party of Justin Trudeau, he has destroyed his own party, he has destroyed the consensus among Canadians, and he has destroyed what it means to be Canadian under his leadership. From the greats of even his own father, John Chrétien, and other liberal leaders, he has kicked them out of the party and brought in his ideological drama teacher politics, meaning just politics of virtue signaling. He doesn't represent you guys. And any liberal listening to this is not a liberal right here. This guy, he is not your liberal. He is a drama teacher and a virtue signaling politician. No action, just words, and just likes to play the game. A complete egomaniac and a complete selfishly driven individual who only cares about maintaining his own prestige because he thinks it will benefit his legacy. This man right here is single-handedly destroying Canada. He's destroying the left, and he is destroying this nation. I can't just get any more clear than this. Let me know, guys, what you think about this today, this non-confidence motion, and how it went today. And let me know what you think you have to say about what I said today. Did I say something right? Did I say something wrong? You let me know down in the comments below. Love to hear your opinions. Love to respond to everybody's comments. I read every comment that I get, so please comment down below. It gives me perspective, and it helps give others perspectives who are also reading it, who are also viewing my video. So thank you very much for tuning in. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. And also, please, once again, comment down below. And have a wonderful day, guys.